Welcome to a new deep dive. Today, we're looking at a global phenomenon. Someone whose influence really goes far beyond just sports. Our mission is to sort of unpack the incredible financial empire of Cristiano Ronaldo. And look, we're not just talking about a football legend here. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar brand, really, in the making. And here's something that grabs you right off the bat. As of 2025, his reported annual earnings, get this, hit a staggering $275 million. That's one of the highest amounts ever recorded for an active athlete. Just huge.
It really is. And what's fascinating, I think, is how that impressive sum isn't just from what he does on the pitch. It's partly unparalleled talent, obviously, but it's equally about shrewd business sense and just massive global appeal. If you connect that to the bigger picture, it really shows how a personal brand can, completely transcend a primary job, and become this multifaceted business.
Right. So how does someone do that? How is it built? Today, we're going to dive into the sources that show how Cristiano Ronaldo built that incredible financial foundation, and maybe more importantly, how he leveraged it into this sprawling global empire, really setting himself up for, prosperity long after he stops playing. You should get ready for some real aha moments here, seeing the strategy behind it all. Okay, let's start at the beginning. The bedrock of his football career. I mean, it's defined by record-breaking contracts, sure, but also just consistent, incredibly high performance year after year.
Exactly. And that move to the Saudi Pro League, Al Nassr, back in 2022, that wasn't just another contract signing. It was strategically massive. It significantly boosted his on-field earnings. Reports suggest his annual wages more than doubled to over $200 million. And you have to understand, this wasn't just a pay raise. It showed his unparalleled market power. I mean, his ability to command that kind of money and, frankly, transform the visibility of an entire league just by being there. It's immense. That level of dominance on the field, that's what gave him the foundation to build everything else. And remember, before that, he had huge salaries at Man United, Real Madrid, Juventus, each deal building on the last.
Yeah, that incredible foundation, the performance, the star power, it clearly solidifies the financial base. But what really sets Ronaldo apart, what makes him such a business case study, is how he managed to transform himself, from just a football icon into this global brand.
Right. And this is where his unique business acumen really shines through. The CR7 brand, his initials and number, it's not just a logo anymore, is it? It's this powerful, globally recognized symbol. Luxury, fitness, style. It embodies all that.
Yeah.
His off-field income alone is estimated somewhere between, $50 million and $70 million a year.
Wow. So tens of millions on top of that record-breaking salary. It's like a whole separate corporation running alongside his playing career. But how did he actually, diversify and grow those income streams so effectively off the pitch?
Well, a huge slice of that comes from these mega endorsement deals. You mentioned Nike before. That lifetime deal they have with him. Reportedly worth over $1 billion over its duration. Think about that. He's not just wearing their stuff. He's a cornerstone of their entire global marketing.
$1 billion. Lifetimes. That's almost hard to wrap your head around. But how does he command figures like that? For himself and for these brands, what's the leverage?
Well, a key differentiator is definitely his social media presence. It's unparalleled. He is the most followed person on Instagram. Across all platforms, he has over 1 billion followers. Billion with a B. That kind of reach lets him command massive fees for sponsored posts. We're talking reports of up to $2 million. For one brand post?
$2 million for one post. Just think about that direct global reach. It's a marketer's dream, really.
Exactly. It gives him incredible leverage.
And it's not just Nike, right? His other big partners show how broad his appeal is. You've got Herbalife, Tag Heuer, Binance, Armani, Altice, Clear Shampoo, quite a list.
But he didn't just stop at endorsing other people's products, did he? He started building his own stuff. Absolutely not. That's the next level. Beyond those direct endorsements, Ronaldo has strategically diversified. He's invested across different industries, all under that powerful CR7 umbrella. And like you say, he's built actual tangible businesses, not just lending his face to an ad campaign.
Yeah, real businesses. And they're not just, small side projects. Take the Pistana CR7 hotels. That's a partnership with an established player, the Pistana Hotel Group. That feels like a smart move, using their expertise to quickly scale up. A luxury hotel chain in key cities, Funchal, Lisbon, Madrid, New York. It's not starting from zero. It's a strategic alliance.
Precisely. Very smart. And then, tapping into his whole fitness image, he co-owns a gym chain with Crunch franchise, CR7 Fitness Gyms. It's such a natural extension of his personal brand, right?
Right.
Makes sense. Lets fans engage with his lifestyle. Then, of course, there's CR7 Fashion. clothing, underwear, footwear, accessories, reflecting his own style.
Aspirational stuff for his fans.
Yeah. And CR7 fragrance is another lifestyle play. His own successful line of perfumes, grooming products, tapping into that wider market. He even co-founded Insparea. That's a chain of hair transplant clinics.
Right. I remember reading about that. A clever move into the health and aesthetics market, which is
Yeah.
huge, and ties into image, self-improvement themes he embodies.
Exactly. But his ventures go even deeper than the CR7 branded stuff. His real estate portfolio, for instance, it's extensive. Lavish properties in Spain, Portugal, Italy, Dubai, valued at tens of millions. These aren't just houses, they're major assets.
And he's actively investing in other companies too, isn't he? Putting his capital to work elsewhere.
Yes, strategically investing in various companies, even startups. Things like Chrono24, that's a luxury watch marketplace. Vista Alegre Atlantis, Portuguese porcelain. He holds a big share in Media Livre, a major Portuguese media group. He's also moved into tech and its sports wellness. Investments in Whoop, the wearable tech company, and ZooGP, a digital football platform. It really shows a long-term vision, diversifying his assets way beyond football and endorsements.
It really does. And then, of course, there are the personal luxury assets. They obviously illustrate the wealth, too. That famous collection of luxury cars, Bugattis, Ferraris, Rolls-Royces, plus a luxury yacht, a private plane.
Yeah, symbols of wealth, definitely, but also high-value assets in their own right. But what's really striking, I think, is that his net worth isn't just about the numbers on a spreadsheet. It really underscores his enduring global influence, how he successfully leveraged his athletic skill, but also his personality, his brand, to build this complex business empire. It proves that real, lasting wealth often comes from that kind of strategic diversification and brand power.
Absolutely. And his journey, from a pretty humble background to being this global sporting icon and a business mogul, well, it's genuinely inspiring for millions. And it ensures his financial success for years, decades probably, long after he finally hangs up his boots. So wrapping up this deep dive, we've looked at Cristiano Ronaldo's incredible financial world, from those record-breaking salaries on the pitch, which gave him the initial fuel, to this vast, diversified CR7 empire that truly sets him apart. It really is a masterclass in building a personal brand into something huge and lasting.
Totally agree. And if you zoom out, connect it to the bigger picture, his story just perfectly illustrates the power of diversifying strategically, leveraging influence like almost no one else, and transforming that relatively short-term athletic success into a multi-billion-dollar legacy that will last. He really embodies being more than just an athlete. He's a strategic business thinker.
Definitely. So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to sort of mull over. How many other public figures or even, established businesses could actually apply these same principles? Personal brand building, those strategic partnerships, diversifying investments. Could they use that playbook to secure long-term financial health, especially when their main game, whatever it is, eventually changes or ends? What specific elements of Ronaldo's approach could maybe apply in your own field or your own business strategy? Something to think about.